Today we're talking about Fall Guys in fairly praising terms, which I know some people aren't used to, and sometimes when I praise a game I am immediately called a shill because people think I should hate every game. But it can't be denied that I have indeed really gotten into Fall Guys, so much so that I've even started playing the mobile version. I love Fall Guys on mobile phone. Fuck hashtag free Fortnite. I've got free Fall Guys! Look. You can go. Look at it go. Look at it go. What the fuck? Oh, it's just zombies. It's just zombies, look. How dare they put ads in this? So yes, Fall Guys, let's talk about it, because I do have a couple of issues with it as a game, but as a product, well, they've done really well. Anyway, I've made no secret of my love for Fall Guys, the incessantly adorable blend of Battle Royale and Takeshi's Castle-style physical game show. The central concept of dozens of little jellybean fuckers running through obstacle courses and competing in various frantic athletic challenges is as straightforward as it is entertaining, and the general public's resulting reaction has been both swift and positive. Very swift, and indeed, incredibly positive. The explosive popularity of Fall Guys has not gone unnoticed by the brands, thirsty as they always are for the next big bandwagon to attach themselves to. And one can almost not blame them. After all, back in the day, none of them foresaw exactly how much of a mainstream media powerhouse Fortnite was gonna be. And by the time it was crossing over with the Marvel Cinematic Universe and acting as the exclusive hub for important story details in an awful Star Wars movie that really could have used the context that had been withheld for a video game, it was too late. Fortnite's success was runaway, and now it's swimming with Hollywood and vermin-skulled DJs. Fall Guys has not yet begun to offer Guardians of the Galaxy costumes. Yet. While the game is still fresh and gaining traction, a number of corporations want to get in on the ground floor and their hunger is palpable. It almost exactly resembles the way investors behave on the stock market, always trying to find the next Tesla before it becomes the next Tesla. The next big company whose stock can be bought for pocket change before exploding in value. Investing in mindshare is no different from a behavioural standpoint. It's all prospecting, it's all trying to guess what will become a huge investment and getting it while it's a small investment. Right now, these brands are just having to invest in Photoshop, really. They'll get retweeted. And so it is that Walmart Canada is tripping over itself to slap a logo on a jelly bean. Why Chuck E. Cheese wants to associate itself with the game as a streamer. Why that aforementioned gaming chair design was made to distress and upset us all. Why plenty of video games, up to and including The Witcher and Cyberpunk 2077, look increasingly set to offer crossover costumes. Fall Guys is not only massively beloved, it's brand new. And if you get in now while it's still a small enough property to be reachable and responsive, you might just be able to grab a brief but sweet slice of that audience exposure. Like, for example, if Fall Guys had a Jim Sterling costume, or do my wrestling character. Lord knows with this pandemic and wrestling companies I was meant to work with shutting down because they were rife with abuse, someone should do something with hundreds of dollars of costume design. I don't want money, I don't want cross-promotion, I don't want brand expansion. When it comes to me, I just want validation and to feel like I exist. And very much like Walmart wanting to have a slice of the Fall Guys action before Disney or Warner Brothers get in there, I want my fucking spotlight before the McElroy brothers get their inevitable costumes in there like they get everything, ever. Fucking McElroys. Save some success for the rest of us. God damn. God damn McElroys. Damn. God. In all seriousness, that's not happening, mostly because I'm deeply unpopular even among those who know who I am, but also because Fall Guys has some disappointing damn monetization that I feel forever duty bound to bring up despite how much I'm enjoying the game. As well as a $20 asking price, the game features fee-to-pay style microtransactions as well as DLC, and it's a damn shame. Not least for the fact that Fall Guys really ought to be a free-to-play game, but even if they must insist on an upfront price, can they not just sell DLC like normal? Why do we need the glorified money laundering virtual currency in there? It's barely even worth anything since you earn enough of the shit play in the game, and while some think that justifies microtransactions, you know, when they are valueless, I think in a way that makes it worse because then they're just selling a con. Glorified thin air, but that's another video. This, by the way, this is why even when I like a video game, the developers want nothing to do with me, because I can't help bringing up this kind of shit, even in a video where if I just keep my mouth shut, this video about how genius the game is could probably get retweeted by the Fall Guys account. Fucking not gonna be now though, is it? And I keep saying fuck, but that is the main thrust of the point I want to bring up on today's video, the inherent genius that is Fall Guys as a product. Because as much as I love it as a game and as much as I abhor the monetization, I do have to admit that as a product, I can't help admiring it, even its more cynical elements. As a lucrative piece of sellable entertainment, everything about Fall Guys is almost perfectly designed to appeal. It's a level of simplistic affability that I can't help but tip my gorgeous hat to. As a game, Fall Guys has it made. It's so straightforward that it can be understood at a glance, which is crucial for modern mainstream success in gaming these days. My prime example of marketable simplicity has always been the Wii. You can describe the motion controls of the Wii adequately, but it's so perfectly self-demonstrating that the moment you see someone play Wii Tennis, no description is necessary. You see the remote get swung and the ball get hit, that's it. Almost anyone can look at it and see the obvious interaction, which is not just easy to follow as a spectator, but so immediate and intuitive that almost anybody is encouraged to try it. This is why the Wii got so many old folks and general non-gaming types on board. Compare that to the Wii U, which had a more complex dual screen control setup that was versatile, but nowhere near as visually clear. When it was first announced, people didn't even know if it was a new console or a peripheral for the Wii. It was trying to do many things and communicated none of them clearly. Then they showed the Switch. Slot it in a dock, pull it out the dock, easy. The sales success of these three consoles speak for themselves. In this example, Fall Guys is obviously the Wii and not the Wii U. The very moment you see little colourful beans running through an obstacle course, you know what's going on. And that's despite there being so many little pellet bodies running and jostling and bouncing around on screen. In fact, since the chaos is the point, looking at the chaos adequately describes the whole affair as well. Being able to immediately grasp the concept makes it a perfect spectator game, which has been demonstrated by just how much of a darling it's become on Twitch and other live streaming platforms. Very much like the game shows it's based on, the clear visual distinction between players and obstacles means you can see how close to success or failure a player is, which can ratchet up the intensity of a viewer's excitement accordingly. Many is the time I've been playing Fall Guys and Justin has been watching, cheering and yikesing with each tumultuous play. And very much like the Wii, that ease of viewership is easily translated into ease of play. The very first time I played Fall Guys, I knew what I was doing. You run, you jump, you dive, and you grab. In terms of gameplay mechanics, that's pretty much it, except for emoting. The courses are big, boldly designed, garish in colour, but low in texture to ensure everybody knows where everybody's going. And the low textures are fine anyway, because everything looks like it's made out of plastic and rubber. There's no ambiguity in design, no opportunity to get lost. There is only the starting line, the finish line, and the sheer mayhem in between. Same goes for the non-race games as well. Human Tetris, tile matching, rolling a ball down a hill. These games are rudimentary in nature but perfectly anarchic in practice. The sheer mania of the players clashing into each other made far less frustrating by the inherent simplicity of the world in which the mayhem takes place. That aforementioned chaos is perfect as well. The biggest challenge in Fall Guys is other players. They're the ones who will show shove you off course in a scrum, who will dive in droves onto a seesaw and render it consistently unusable with perpetual imbalance. And while it can be very annoying to get jostled out of control by a gang of roving dickheads, it's also ridiculous and wild that you can't stay mad. Part of the humour is just how slapstick these little beans are, and with each course being such a scrum, there's enough luck and opportunity involved that anybody has a shot of doing pretty well, and when you fail you can put it down to luck or bad placement and feel encouraged to play again. You don't have to feel like you played shittily, even though there are already elitists trying to claim you can play Fall Guys wrong. You actually can't play it wrong though. If you're having a laugh with a game, you're playing it right. As I say, Fall Guys impresses me as a product in its totality. The gameplay is immediate, welcoming to all players of all skill levels and perfectly suited to spectator play. But on top of that, the aesthetic is actually, literally perfect. I mean that, it's genuinely perfect. From the vibrant, colourful levels that evoke an actual Chuck E. Cheese or a carnival funhouse, to the rather quite triumphant character design, everything about the visuals of Fall Guys has marketability written all over it. I mean, the beans. Let's talk about the beans, shall we? They're perfect. Little soft blobs of cuteness, which I've described as a cross between a Bomberman and a Boobar. They're so adorable, and the internet's increasingly childlike linguistic fascination already loves calling stuff beans, so they had a head start there. With their little stubby legs and chubby bodies and blinking dot eyes, they're not just adorable, but super easy to recreate by fan artists and Etsy store plush makers. Even Rob Liefeld could draw a Fall Guy, and he can't even do feet. They're obviously well primed for official merchandise, to the point where the first Fall Guys plushies are something I could easily see selling out. They're the quintessential mascot character. They have an iconic shape, they aren't complex, and they make absolutely lovely little noises. And they're colours, they got colours, they are colours. And on a far more cynical note, you can slap anything on these things. It's small wonder that the brands we talked about are so eager to cobble together fan art with their logos everywhere. It's easy to do, for one. The very simplicity that makes the Fall Guys so appealing also makes them perfect cross-promo tools. You can cover a little round blob in Walmart logos and make it make sense. They're so visually nebulous as to be infinitely versatile, able to wear any manner of hat, any manner of jumpsuit, any manner of wild and wacky costume, and they have such a recognisable blobbiness that despite how you dress them, they will always still look like a Fall Guy. That's the kind of brand strength that not even Fortnite can host. Sure, Fortnite has a strong art style, but its player characters are still just people at the end of the day, people wearing silly costumes. A Fall Guy in a silly costume will always still look like a Fall Guy, which makes Fall Guy versions of beloved characters so much more entertaining and, dare I say, iconic. You can dress any random video game character like Captain America and think, oh cool, I look like Captain America. Only in Fall Guys would you get to say, oh fuck yes, that Bean looks like Captain America. It's a crucial distinction, believe me. Officially, we've already seen costumes for Hotline Miami and Team Fortress, and the look is strong. Recognisable branding for the games in question, but forever unmistakably coated in the Fall Guys brand. And it's also acutely inoffensive as well. Aside from the gendered name, the Fall Guys themselves demonstrate no particular affinity for the concept. They're just little beans doing their best, and everyone can get behind little beans doing their best. Even at their worst, Fall Guys are not violent. They might try to grab each other and push each other off ledges, but they're not killing anyone. They're not shooting or punching, it's a game show. They're taking part in the kind of family fun that has been televised as sources of unassuming entertainment for decades. games. Fall Guys as a brand right now is about as safe can get. That means children are all over the thing. It means it can be let's played and live streamed without risking any questionable content that could demonetize videos. And it means all those desperate brands can be relatively fearless in pursuing a crossover. The bloody religious right can't even say this encourages violence. Once again, not even Fortnite can boast the innocuousness that Fall Guys can. It is, as the kids these days say, wholesome. Just perfectly, aptly wholesome. And while being safe can also be an albatross, just look at what a non-committal trend-chasing mess Marvel's Avengers is in all its cowardice and bandwagoning. In the case of a unique battle royale game that hasn't just been designed to be mega appealing, but is mega appealing, you can't argue with results. Even this game's social media is on point. The Fall Guys Twitter account is very good at retweeting memes and playing around with the whole Fall Guys formula. And again, it's got that wholesomeness to it that works out really well. We've seen this with some community accounts like the Sonic official Twitter account. It's following in those footsteps, but unlike a lot of brand accounts that are run by PR people, there's nothing cynical about it. It's actually a pretty fun follow, and I like the thing it does where it picks on the yellow team. For no reason, which I find very funny because you don't pick your teams in Fall Guys, you can end up on any team. But you got a whole bunch of people hating on the yellow team, which is a lot of fun and not at all serious, yet. But you just know people are going to start getting really fucking angry about yellow versus red versus blue versus green team, which is silly because yellow's a really good team and red is fucking garbage. The game is good and fun and safe for brands. It is the perfect product. Most certainly, the artists responsible for Fall Guys' look and feel have not been paid enough. Whatever they were paid, they deserve more because those little gobbets of darling nonsense, well, with those, Mediatonic's artists have made money. They simply designed and printed money. Now, of course, like I said, all investment is speculation, even investment in mindshare, and this prospecting for Fall Guys could all lead to a temporary bubble that bursts massively. In a month's time, Fall Guys might not be popular at all, but it has all the tools to stick around. On top of that, it's already being updated fairly quickly, so I dare say we've got quite a lot of Fall Guys left in us in the future. I mean, in general, not on the Jimquisition. We won't keep doing Fall Guys videos unless this one explodes in popularity, which it won't, because in a way the Jimquisition is itself like the Fall Guys. Every week's another failure to affect any meaningful change or reach people. Every week is another opportunity to fall over with a lack of dignity and a little cry of, ooh. But every week you keep getting back up. Every week you keep thinking if you can just keep climbing, you'll grab the crown eventually, and then gigantic balls fly down from the sky and squash you. In this case, the balls being YouTube's algorithm. Not that I'm bitter. Not that I'm bitter. If I had a costume in Fall Guy, maybe my channel would be more popular. I better keep saying fuck. Earlier in this video, my terrestrial alter ego intimated that our wrestling endeavours are finished. No! I have not yet begun to finish, darling. On September 5th in Pittsburgh, the super heavyweight super villain is coming back to professional wrestling. Something that Jim Sterling didn't know when he wrote the original script, but he did know when he was recording the voiceover, so why did you do it? Anyway, hashtag PolyCultParty2. See you there, and thank God for me. Oh wait, that's his line, isn't it? So yes, that's why I think that Fall Guys is a pretty good product. Again, I'm differentiating between game and product here, just to point out the clever ways in which I think this whole thing's been packaged. But then again, you know, I really do like the game as well, which is why I've bothered to talk about it. It really is just such a clever thing. Just this nebulous concept that you can plug all sorts of branding into. Sort of like an Ubisoft game. But not made by a company full of sex abusers. Plus, it's really cute when the beans fall over. Oh, thank God for me.